friend. So we have 27%. 27.
Saya pernah kat Genting Highland. Mak, ini berapa juga? Mak, jadi pun saya kata juga.
Okay. So we have 30%. I think we can start now. Okay, so for today's class, nak setting the other one ni. Okay. So I think we can start now. Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good afternoon. Okay, so as promised, today we are going to discuss on chapter 13, okay, which is, apa dia tajuk dia korang?
Genetic technology.
Genetic engineering.
Genetic
Technology. Kenapa dia dengar tak kuat suara korang? Okay. So today, our task is you are going to answer paper 2, section A, but it is covered chapter 13. Okay, so sekejap I'm sharing with you dekat the chat area. I'm going to paste the link for today's task. Sekejap.
Ada yang kaca.
Okay, Yuli just informed me that she cannot join today's class. So, tolak seorang lah. Mana ni.
Amir Hakimi sekali, teacher.
Amir, teacher tahu dah. Okay,
Teacher,
yes.
do we have to answer these questions individually or we answer together in the Google Meet?
Individually. Okay, I'm pasting the today's task. Okay, we are going to use whiteboard fee. Okay, I'm sure that you are familiar with this apps kan? Or this ni. Pernah guna tak whiteboard?
Pernah.
Senang je. Okay, just click the link. Okay, just click the link. And then, okay, you can go to the link and answer the question. So it is actually question for chapter 13, paper 2, section A. So it is structured question. Okay, soalan structure. Korang dah tahu kan? So the first thing that you have to do is you have to toggle teacher's whiteboard. Sekejap, I'm going to share.
Teacher, this one tak pernah guna.
Tak pernah guna this one?
Kita pernah guna Jamboard, whiteboard tak.
Jamboard pernah, whiteboard tak pernah.
Oh, sekejap. I'm sharing my mana?
Use screen putih. Oh, toggle teacher whiteboard. Nampak.
Yes, dekat atas ni. Nampak
dekat
tak
atas
ni?
tu ni.
Yes, kalau teacher punya, I have my whiteboard. So you have to toggle teacher's whiteboard. Boleh?
Boleh teacher. Nak tulis kat mana teacher?
Okay, you can choose if you want to use pen or a pencil. Maksudnya korang kena pakai your handwriting lah here, for example. Okay, faham? Or you can type your answer here. So korang boleh adjust lah. Clear tak gambar soalan tu? Tak berapa clear sangat ni. Boleh nampak?
Okay je teacher, boleh je.
Boleh je So, I'm giving you berapa minit
Teacher,
Ya.
so jawab dekat space yang bawah tu.
Boleh pakai apa? You can type. So yang dah masuk Isat, Akmal, Alisha, Ashikin, Danny, Farzana, Firas, Husna, Ili, Kalai, Lili, Nabil, Kamal. Okay, I can see banyak jugalah. Okay, so I'm giving you. Okay, sekejap. Before that, okay, let us read the question. Okay, it is under genetic, which is chapter 13. Okay, diagram 1 shows the technology called genetic engineering, which is practiced to produce insulin. Okay, that is the keyword. The key of the question. Okay, genetic engineering practiced to produce insulin. Okay, insulin. Okay, now for question 1A. So diagram 1, 2, we have the plasmid and then ada gene X. So that is the recombinant plasmid. Okay, A, explain the meaning of genetic engineering. So the mark given is 1. Senang je ni. What is genetic engineering? Okay, 2 minutes I give you for you to answer. Write down your answer. Why Adlina is still empty? Akmal tu
Teacher dia terpadam sendiri.
terpadam sendiri. What do you mean terpadam sendiri? Ain pun dah hilang dah.
Teacher, I was writing earlier and then you put
Teacher hilang teacher jawapan saya.
after teacher.
After teacher apa? Lepas teacher push.
Teacher.
Okay, cuba type lagi sekali.
Alamak.
Okay, teacher nampak jawapan Amah. Amah Syam. So Amah's answer, genetic engineering is the manipulation of DNA sequence in organism to produce new combination of genes with new traits. Manipulation of DNA sequence in organism to produce new combination of genes with new traits. You are missing one keyword, Amah. Tengok Danny. Gene manipulation technique to modify this new combination of genes. Okay. We'll see your friend's answer. Shikin, genetic engineering is a gene manipulation technique to modify an organism's genetic material to produce new combination of genes. Okay. I want to see the rest. Oh, this is mine.
Cik.
Yeah. Who's talking?
Nak tulis.
Siapa?
Kamal.
Kamal? Okay, Kamal. Kamal pergi sini, Kamal. Nak tulis
Mana
pakai teks lah kan? You klik A ni.
Okay.
Lepas tu dia akan keluar macam text box dan you can type. Mal.
Saya try.
Teacher besar gila font dia.
Besar Tak boleh
Yalah.
adjust
Tu dekat
Boleh
Belah-
ketikkan
bawah
dekat
Mana
tu.
adjust?
Dekat
yang
mana?
colour
Teacher pun tak
orange
pasti.
tu.
Teacher, my answer hilang
Oh,
again.
this one.
Yang tu.
Okay,
Saya
sini
try dulu
Kamal.
lah.
Okay, Ariel nak tukar font. New Times Roman or Korean New font size here.
Tanya tak keluar kat
Farzana,
situ. Saya
hilang
keluar
ke?
balik, saya masuk balik.
I'm
Hilang
not sure
balik.
lah.
Dia kata your teacher did something. I'm not sure what it is. I forgot.
I did first.
Astaghfirullahaladzim, hilang balik.
Kan hilang ke
Teacher,
kan? Hilang
teacher
kan?
push apa teacher?
I didn't push anything.
Teacher tak buat apa-apa saya nampak. Teacher tak buat
Saya punya
apa-apa.
okey je teacher.
Yeah, teacher tak nampak. Teacher buat apa-apa, okay? Tadi, I just push.
Yang teacher push gambar tu.
Sekali je. Okay, art. A technique of gene manipulation to modify genetic material of an organism to produce new gene combination. A technique. Okay, art. Betul. Ain. Genetic engineering is a gene, other space is a gene manipulation technique to modify an organism genetic material. Yes, betul.
Teacher, I'm so tired of typing again. Can I just tell you my answer here?
Boleh. Okay, what is your answer, Farzana?
Gene manipulation technique to modify an organism's genetic material to produce new combination of genes.
Okay, betul lah. So, Amma tadi is the manipulation of the DNA sequence in
Kena ada
organism.
modify,
to produce- No, it's not modified. The one that you miss is technique. It is actually a technique.
No, wait. Okay, sekejap Saya try.
So, bila tak ada teknik, you are not getting any marks. Walaupun satu je kan? Ada M je, Fazana.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Firdaus. Genetic engineering, yes. Teknik. Okay, if your answer ada teknik tadi, macam tadi, most of you, I can see ni siapa Lily. Yes, manipulation technique. So, all of you got 1 mark. Kecuali Amma tadilah. Kalai. Gene manipulation technique to modify organism. Okay, so I think all of you got 1 mark each. Okay, teknik. As long as ada teknik, jawapan tak ada ni siapa Novi, kenapa kosong Novi?
Teacher dia tak bagi tekan. Dia hang teacher. Dia tak boleh tekan.
Hang, okay never mind, tak apa. Okay, Nisrin pun betul, Nick pun get it correct.
Teacher, can you see mine?
What? Who is talking? Who is Riri ni siapa pula ni?
Azril.
Azril.
Teacher, saya punya ada tak?
Siapa tu? Firas ke?
Kamal.
Kamal.
Bukan Muhammad. Saya masuk yang lain. Saya type Kamal je. Nama Kamal.
Kamal je. Mana Kamal? Okay,
Okay.
Kamal ada
Okay,
gene manipulation technique to modify an organism's genetic material to produce genes. Okay, correct. Betul. Siapa lagi yang teacher tak tengok lagi? Aisyah. This one pun tak ada. Pangkah terus. Yeah, your answer is just like Amas. Okay, you miss technique.
Teacher, dia tak boleh padam.
Siapa ni? Kenapa Novi ni dia macam ni? Okay, tak apa, never mind. I will wipe your whiteboard later. Sumaya, sekejap Genetic engineering, Jisman. Okay, teknik betul. Sophia is still empty. Adri, Azril yang tadi. Ri.
Tak, tu Adri.
Oh, Adri. Why Adri is still empty? Kosong. Haiman tu, Firas. Haiman pun kosong. Firas pula Haiman. Haiman.
Saya buat teacher. Saya tengah buat.
Oh, tengah.
Tengah
Sedang.
buat.
Okay,
sedang.
Ashikin, Akmal. Dia dah jawab answer for yang second ni dah. Aina, I'm not sure why ada keluar benda ni, Aina. Dah ada dah. What did you click, Aina?
Aina memang teacher. Dia suka klik semua benda.
Okay, so I think
Salah tekan teacher.
tertekan. Tak apa, jangan stres-stres ya. Okay, so let us move to the second question. Teacher rasa semua dapat 1 mark lah. Kecuali siapa tadi? Aina dengan Amma. Okay.
Saya dah tukar.
Ya, Amma. Dah tukar dah, tak apa. So, name the organ from which gene X is taken. So, gene X, dia datang daripada mana to produce the insulin? So, can you guess what is the organ? So, what is the organ? Tadi teacher nampak siapa tadi?
Teacher, is it DNA?
Pancreas kan? Organ kan?
Ya,
Apa nama
organ.
dia?
Pancreas.
Apa nama dia?
The organ that produce insulin lah, supposedly. Human insulin gene, no. Dia nak organ.
Organ.
Ain. What is the organ that produce insulin? Alisha, okay, pancreas, betul.
Teacher, boleh tak tengok saya punya yang
Siapa tu?
D?
D. E. coli
Betul ke?
bacteria. Tak apa, you can just write your answer and we are going to discuss later lah sekejap lagi. So kita baru B kan? Okay, if you have time or if you have finished, you can proceed to answer C, D and E. Senang je ni, all 1 mark. Kecuali question D and E je, 2 marks each. Okay, I'm going to check your answer for B. So Art haven't answered yet.
Dah teacher, maybe dia tak keluar lagi.
Oh, Ain B, okay betul. Aina pancreas, Akmal pancreas, Alisha pancreas. Just now I see that it's blue ink, sekarang yellow pula. Pancreas, Amma, Shem, what is Shem?
It's handsome.
Astaghfirullah.
Tak ada.
Okay. Okay, Ashikin also answer pancreas. Azril, you can write it down, your answer for B. Okay, I see Danny dah jawab. Okay, betul Danny. B. Farzana, okay, pancreas. Ada love pula kat sini. Fidaus, dia padam. Separuh je, tak ada dah. Firas, pancreas. Haiman, pancreas. Okay, Husna also got it correct. Ili yang dia siap tanda dah. Okay, Kalai, pancreas. Kamal, tak jawapan lagi. Lily tu. Nabil, pancreas. Korang ni apa benda sebenarnya ni? Alamak. Ni apa benda sebenarnya ni? OWO, what is that stand for?
Oh.
Owo.
Owo. Macam
Owo je.
Owo, what is Owo?
Meme maksudnya.
Seronok dia macam, okay lah seronok.
Excited.
Macam expression.
Dia actually
Saya
nampak
excited.
dalam satu emoji tau teacher.
Oh, emoji.
W tu macam hidung
Okay,
dia
so
gitu.
Nick also. Betul-betul. Nisrin, okay, pancreas. Nora also got it correct. Aisyah, Aisyah, do you have any problem, Aisyah? Tak boleh nak type
Teacher dia hilang tiba-tiba.
Hilang tiba-tiba? Alamak, I don't know what to do tu lah. Okay, Novi pancreas, betul. Rushda pancreas. Azril, Sumaya, okay. Sophia, betul juga. Wan Amir, okay, pancreas. Okay, now we are going to look at the third question. So now you have got 2 marks. Okay. Okay, now we are looking at C. State one disease that is treated using insulin. So I saw tadi just now, many of you write diabetes mellitus. Betul lah. So jawapan dia yang betul is diabetes. Diabetes mana. Okay, I'm going to write my answer too di sini. It is very important that you write the correct spelling. Diabetes, is it correct? Betul tak ejaan ni?
Salah teacher.
No, salah.
Dia I tukar dengan E.
Apa yang salah? Ha?
I.
D-E-T-E-S.
D-I-A-B-E-T-E-S. Dia
Diabetes.
betes.
Diabetes. Betes.
Betul?
Double
Is it
L.
correct? Yes.
Double
it
L,
is
teacher. Mellitus.
Double
L.
L.
Okay. I can see some of you write only diabetes. Okay. For example, Aina, dia buat diabetes saja. Betul tak? Is it?
Many types of diabetes. Some diabetes does not need
Yeah.
insulin, kan teacher?
Okay,
Is it?
so you have to get the correct answer for this one. So Aina, it is actually tak what? It is not correct lah. Is not sebab dia macam separuh saja. So nama dia yang sebenarnya adalah diabetes mellitus. Okay, diabetes mellitus. So make sure double L. Okay, those.
Satu tu je ke teacher?
Ya. Betul. One disease sebab dia minta satu. What happen if you write two? Dia nak satu, korang bagi dua.
Dapat 1 mark.
Dia akan ambil yang pertama.
Yes, dia akan ambil yang pertama. Let's say the first, your first answer is actually wrong. So you got it wrong. Tak dapat markah, so rugi. So please be sure that you read the question very carefully and you answer what the question need. Okay? Tu je yang dia nak. Satu, so you have to write only one. Okay, now look at D. Before genetic engineering was discovered, state 2 sources where insulin is obtained. Sebelum we use the technology, this technology, biogenetic technology. Dia ambil insulin daripada apa? So state 2 sources. 2 sumber where we can get those insulin. Okay, I'm going to check your answer. E. coli bacteria and pancreas of pig. Dia tanya 2 sumber. Jawapan dia pendek je. 2 words only. Ain dah terpadam.
2 words?
Yeah, only 2 words. Dia cakap 2 sources kan? Akmal belum lagi. Alisha, pancreas of pig and cattle. Okay, we are going to see. Nanti tengok. Extracted from the pancreas of the cattle. Okay, boleh lah. It's not really, is not necessary you write 2 words. Tapi boleh je jawab 2 sahaja. Extracted from the pancreas of the cattle and pancreas of a pig.
Oh, is it cattle and pig?
Yes. Betul. It's like the one that Ashikin's writes here. Okay, cattle and pig. Azril, tak ada jawapan lagi. Danny, pancreas of a pig, pancreas of the cattle, betul. Oh, ni sekejap. Erase, okay, copy. Siapa tadi sampai Danny? Cattle, pig. Insulin was taken from pancreas of cattle and pig. Okay, Firdaus. Ini macam jawab soalan comprehension ni. Before genetic engineering, insulin was taken from pancreas of cattle and pig. So, kalau nak jawab cattle and pig pun boleh. Kalau korang jawab macam ni pun boleh. Siapa Firas, pancreas of cattle and pigs? Taiman, pancreas of pigs, pancreas of cattle, Husna, cattle and pigs, pancreas of cattle and pigs, cattle and pigs, cattle and pigs Kamal, Lily, Lily dia stuck sampai situ, Nabil,
Cikgu, saya dah tulis dah kat
tak ada
tu.
tak ada. Teacher nampak yang ni je Lily, so what is your
Saya dah
answer?
tulis.
Ha? Siapa tu?
Ah?
Lily ke?
Lily teacher.
Ha. Lily dah tulis tapi tak ada.
Ya cikgu.
I'm not sure what happened to. So what is your answer, Lily?
Pancreas of pig and cattle.
Okay, good. Sama je lah kan? Okay, Nabil pun sama. Cattle pig. Cattle and pig. Nora, okay, betul. You get it all correct. Aisyah. Tak ada apa-apa, kosong. Pancreas of pigs and cattle. Rushda, okay, betul. Semua betul lah, I guess. Wan Amir, cattle and pigs. Sophia, tak nampak. Okay, cattle and pigs. Siti Sumaya obtained from the pancreas of cattle and pigs. Okay, so before the technology was discovered, so it is quite apa kita panggil, it is hot discussion lah, sebab for us Muslim, it is something to be debated if we get or we extract the insulin from pigs lah, for example kan. So the biotechnologies, okay, they come out with this new technology so that we can get the insulin from apa ni korang? Dia buat dekat mana ni actually? This
Bacteria.
yeah, so you put it in a bacterium plural bacterium. So dia masukkan dekat situ with this technique. What is the name of this technique korang? Siapa tahu? Ada tak dalam textbook korang?
Page 283 teacher, is it?
283. Yes. Betul lah. This is the one that we are discussing. Okay, so dah dapat for D and now E. So gene X from human. Okay, if you see here is gene X. Okay, gene X dekat atas ni. Okay, from humans is inserted into a bacterial plasmid. Okay, this bacterium will then be cultured extensively to produce insulin. Okay, based on the above statement, why is bacteria suitable to be used in genetic engineering technique? So soalan dia tanya kenapa or dia minta reason why bacteria is suitable. Why? What is the characteristic of the bacteria that is best to use in this genetic engineering technique? So there are 2 points that you have to write. Kenapa korang?
Teacher, can you check my answer?
Okay. Farzana. Bacteria produce asexually at a very fast rate. Yes, betul. Kenapa tak nampak yang bawah tu?
I don't know teacher, nampak je for mine. Jap, can I try to...
Bacteria reproduce asexually at a very fast rate. Bacteria contain plasmid which can be separated, easily modified and
inserted back into
inserted
bacteria
back
cell.
to the bacteria cell. Tu. Modified. Okay, so Farzana, you got 2 marks. Siapa lagi yang dah buat?
Teacher.
Ya.
Mine teacher.
Sekejap, teacher check Amal dulu. Bacteria cells can be genetically modified. so that they have the gene for producing human insulin. As these modified bacteria grow, they produce human insulin.
Saya kira cerita pasal modify ke? Modify pula dia punya genetically modify tu.
Tak, dia
Farzana punya.
tak, the reason why we use bacteria.
Yang reproduce tu.
Betul. Reproduce. So
Correct.
kenapa? What is the characteristic of the bacteria that
Wait,
it is?
teacher.
Yes,
Tu saya
Amal.
punya ke?
Amal lah tu.
Saya, dia tak, saya dah tukar kot. Saya tukar. Dia tengah download, loading.
Abang. Sekejap abang. Tolong pasang ni bang. Bateri. Pasang pula. Okay, so tadi Syem. Siapa tadi? Art mana Art? Art answer, bacteria has genetic material in the form of chromosome DNA thread. Bacteria also small DNA molecules. No,
Tak tahu.
that is not the correct answer. Dia tanya characteristic of the bacteria.
So memang pasal
Ya, betul.
reproduce tak?
Dia ni buat pasal cloning vector.
Sekejap. Mana lagi? Okay, teacher tengok Alisha dulu. Bacteria is suitable to be used in the genetic engineering technique because they can grow and produce asexually. Okay, got 1 mark. In addition to that, they are easily modified. Okay, your second point is Alisha, dia macam tak really accurate, but you got that point. Boleh lah. Boleh. I give you 2 marks. Siapa lagi? Shikin. Bacteria is suitable to be used because it is easy to produce in the laboratory. Easy to produce. No, Shikin. Kita boleh cakap about the how it is reproduced. Okay, how the bacteria. Besides that, bacteria is needed because plasmid that will become bioengineered. Okay. Second point, yang plasmid tu betul, tapi yang point dekat belakang tu salah. That will be combined with insulin gene comes from the bacteria. Boleh Shikin?
Boleh teacher.
Okay, ubah sikit. Cuba ubah lagi. I come back to you later. Siapa lagi? Azra, Danny. Bacteria is suitable to be used because bacteria have plasmid that can be used in the cloning vector. Okay, you got 1 mark only, Danny. Kenapa? Because you didn't give the other one sebelum plasmid tu. Okay, Farzana dah. Fidaus belum jawab. Firas, Haiman. Siapa tu, Danny ke?
Tadi. Tak ada saya. Dia ni tadi. Sekejap.
Bacteria cells are grow and reproduce asexually. Bacteria cells also contain plasmid which easily modified. Okay, betul Husna. You got 2 marks. Ili, bacteria can be genetically modified so they can have gene produced. Can be genetically modified. You got only 1 mark, Ili. You missed the first point.
Cuba saya punya balik tak?
Apa tu Ama?
Tadi yang first tu tadi yang saya dah tukar the second one. Dia tak tukar lagi. Sekejap. Ni dia pilih lain.
Dia lambat sikit sekejap. Siapa tadi teacher sampai Firdaus Siapa tadi yang teacher ingat tak? Oh, Ili. Kalai. It is because bacteria is used as a cloning vector which can produce insulin in large.
Teacher, dia tak tukar lagi, teacher.
Tak tukar lagi? Okay. Kenapa? Lambat Kamal tak ada lagi. Lily, bacteria have the ability to produce large quantity of useful protein. Bacterial cells can be genetically modified. So blah 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 blah. Lily, you only got 1 mark je lah, Lily. The second point tu yang betul. Okay, you said that the bacteria have the ability to produce large quantities of a useful protein. Okay. Kena cakap bacteria are easily reproduced. Tu baru dapat 2 markah. Nabil, bacteria. Okay, 2 marks. Nick tak ada lagi.
Cuba teacher, cuba tengok saya punya balik teacher.
Apa tu? Amma.
Kalai teacher.
Kalai. Sorry.
Dah update ke belum?
It is
Betul lah.
because, okay, betul Okay, it is because bacteria is used as a cloning vector which can reproduce insulin. Reproduce?
Produce teacher.
Make sure
Typo,
you use
teacher.
the correct terminology. Produce insulin in a large amount where doesn't need a partner. Okay, bacteria can be inserted. Okay, betul lah tu. Tukar balik reproduce tu tak balik.
Okay. Boleh.
Siapa tadi siapa tadi? Nick Tak ingat dah teacher. Nabil dah ke?
Nabil dah.
Okay, Nick kot. Ability to produce large quantities. Tak ada pula dah Nick. Nick kenapa Nick?
Dia insecure lah tu.
Ada balik. Ability to produce large quantity of a useful protein. Bacterial cells can be genetically modified so that they have the gene. Lebih kurang macam Lily tadi. So the first part ni, okay, ayat yang pertama ni kena tulis bacteria able to reproduce asexually in a apa kita panggil lah? Dalam masa yang singkat, in a short time, they can reproduce in a large quantity. Banyak sangat. So kena cakap kat sini reproduce asexually in a short time. Apa tadi? Nick Okay, Nisrin. Bacteria, plasmid. Okay, betul. 2 marks. Nisrin. Nora. Bacterial cell can be genetically modified so that they have gene for producing plasmid. Okay, dapat 1 point sahaja. Sama macam Nick yang tadi. You miss the first point, the one that the bacteria can
Asexually.
yes, reproduce asexually.
Teacher Ain is done hers.
Pardon?
Ain has filled up her answer.
Okay. Just tengok sekejap lagi. Aisyah. Bacteria can reproduce quickly, require basic need. Dapat 1 mark saja Aisyah. The first part is betul. The other one you have to write. It contain plasmid that can plasmid yang boleh apa korang? Very basic need.
Itu yang rusuk.
Bukan tulang rusuk lah Mama. Which can be easily modified. Kita boleh modify, kita boleh masukkan balik dalam badan dia. Nick tak ada. Rushda pun tak ada. Azril. Siti Smaya can be genetically modified. They have gene because they can easily reproduce asexually. Can be genetically modified so that they have the gene forever. Okay, boleh. Siti Sumaya is acceptable too. Sophia, bacteria reproduce within a short period of time, can be produced at a large amount at a short time. Sophia, sebenarnya Sophia, you get only 1 mark saja. Your second sentence tu adalah the elaboration for the first sentence tu. So the second part korang kena cakap contain plasmid that can be separated easily, easily modified masa kita masukkan balik dalam badan bakteria tu. Wan Amir, okay, Wan Amir pun dapat 2 marks. So I think the best answer here adalah Farzana's answer. Okay, so copy to teacher whiteboard. So here is actually the correct answer. Okay, so we have done, discussing the this question. Okay, ini adalah bahagian A, which contribute you 2, 4, 6, 7 marks. Okay, so you have to remember that in paper 2 for section A, there is a different type of questions with different types of with different marks range. Mungkin ada satu soalan markah dia 6, satu soalan 7 and 8. Okay, dia ada 6, 7, 8. 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 7, 8 and 9. Okay, so I'm going to save. Okay, I'm going to save all your whiteboard. 13.1
Mama nak makan steam boleh tak?
paper 2 section A. Okay, so we have finished, but we still have another, sekarang pukul berapa? Another 25 minutes lah. Okay, so and kita nak buat apa ni? Okay, we are going to,
Bioscore.
yes, we are going to continue our Bioscore ni. Cuma nak buat teacher tak beli lagi tahu benda tu. Okay, tak apa. I'm going to apa? Diam lah bang.
Teacher,
Ya.
kita orang tak sempat nak belajar mangrove ecosystem.
Mangrove? Okay, tak apa.
Itulah.
Tak apa. The one that we have, whatever that we are, apa yang tertinggal ke apa, we are going to catch up later. Nanti korang just list down. Sekejap mana tadi? Okay, korang boleh get ready with your book. Okay, so we have finished answer paper 2 section A. Oh, belum lagi. Okay, now we are going to continue on our Bioscore. Okay, teacher buka whiteboard ni lah. Sekejap Okay, you can get ready.
Tadi cakap muka dia bodoh sebab dia buat muka bodoh. Belum masa. Ya.
Kakak.
Ya. Siapa cakap muka bodoh nanti dia muka. Sebab dia buat muka bodoh.
Teacher, apa nama baby teacher? Terlupa tanya.
Baby Danish.
Danish.
Yes. Okay, kejap. I'm sharing you. Sekejap, whiteboard kita dah habis. Mana tadi? Okay, kita nak mulakan kita punya Bioscore. It is on page 250 kan?
Ya pergi lah.
Page 250. Okay, genetic engineering. Is okay, number 1. Korang dah siap kan?
Dah teacher.
Apa benda ama ayat Google ni?
Itu dah lama tadi teacher, time jawab-jawab tadi.
Ya ke? Okay, number 1. Genetic engineering is a technique of gene
Manipulation.
manipulation to modify the genetic material of an organism. Okay, number 2. It is done by transferring DNA segments from one organism to another organism using DNA
Recombinant.
recombinant technology. Okay, DNA recombinant technology tu yang mana? Yang tadi kan? Betul tak? Yang plasmid.
Yang insulin.
Yes, betul. Okay, through this technology, DNA can be recombined and a complete set of DNA can be produced. Number 4. What is answer for number 4?
Genome cik, macam mana?
Genome.
Genome.
Yes, genome. Okay, so the genome is a complete set of DNA that includes all the genes of that organism. Okay. Okay, number 5, genome contains all the information needed to build and carry out the life process of an organism. Number 6, organism produced through recombinant DNA technology are called GMO. What is GMO?
Genetically modified.
Yes.
Genetically modified organism.
Yes, genetic modified organism or genetically modified organism. So there's been issues about this GMO organism. For example, soya. Okay, ada orang yang kata non-GMO soy. Maksudnya soya tu it is made from the non-GMO soybean. So kenapa dia tak nak pakai this GMO soybean?
Kita orang kita tu suka anti tau. Favorite.
Kenapa korang rasa, in your opinion? Kan, korang pernah tak nampak any product that dia buat kat situ? Contohlah, ada produk ni, dia contoh it is soy based, dia buat daripada soya dan tapi dia guna kacang soya that is non-GMO. Maksudnya soya yang natural. Okay, the genetic is not being modified. Kenapa dia tak nak makan soya or ambil produk soya that is GMO? Kenapa yang korang? Ada siapa tak tahu? Dia tak
Ada
nak.
side effect ke apa cik?
Apa?
Ada side effect something? Ada side effect something ke apa cik?
Ada effect something? Okay, we know that the genetically modified organism ni, dia guna untuk apa sebenarnya? Okay, for example dekat sini dia bagi maybe that soya tu, okay, korang boleh cari je lah, senang korang. In our next class, I will ask you why people not prefer the GMO product. Dia tak nak yang GMO, dia nak yang non-GMO. Okay, sambung 251. Application of genetic engineering. So this genetically modified organism. Apa jawapan korang?
Transgenic.
Yes, transgenic organism. Maksudnya organism itu mempunyai recombinant DNA yang dah di-alter, yang dah diubah, bukan dia lagi. Transgenic organism. Okay. How about sajat? Sajat tu apa?
Sajat.
Transgender.
Oh,
Ajak dua alam teacher.
Wow. Bila soalan transgender terus hidup Haiman ya, Haiman?
Oh, Aiman. Betul lah, Man.
Saya hidup teacher. Cuma buat
yelah,
diam.
maksudnya aktif. Sorry. Memang Haiman hidup. Okay, so transgender, adakah his or her DNA tu recombinant?
ada.
Ada tak?
Tak.
Haiman?
Haiman.
Haiman.
Kenapa saya kena pula?
Kau tahu kan, Man?
Okay.
Mana ada DNA dia?
Trans means transfer tau sebenarnya korang. Maksudnya dia tukar. Transgenic organism. Maksudnya gene dia dah tukar. Jadi kalau
Untuk berak.
siapa berak pula? Okay.
Tutup Man teacher.
Aduh. Tapi untuk
Memalukan lah, Man.
tak apa, normal semua orang berak. Kan? Semua orang berak kan?
Betul cik.
Ke ada dalam kelas kita yang tak berak?
Proses penyatinjaan.
Proses penyatinjaan.
So what are you wearing?
Pardon Farzana?
Are you wearing a
Oh no, I'm using this
Cat
writing
America.
pen. Teacher ada beli apa benda kita panggil ni?
drawing pad?
Ya, drawing pad. So dia suruh pakai benda ni so that is not disturbing the menulis tu lah nanti.
Teacher, you look so like kind of detective, something like that. I'm not sure.
Oh, detektif. Okay. Sambung tadi apa? Sajak tadi. Transgender. Dia sebenarnya DNA, his DNA is not a recombinant DNA. Dia tak
Hormon.
berubah. DNA dia sebenarnya sama saja. So, kita cakap pasal apa tadi? Transgenic kan? Trans. Okay. B. A combination of new
Genes.
genes is produced in the organism. Okay, for example, genetically modified organism, dia bagi contoh dekat sini, cow, okay, GNA, genetically modified cows. So, dia ubah lembu ni so that this cow produce milk that doesn't contain beta lactoglobulin protein. So orang yang ada macam lactose intolerant apa semua, tapi this one bukan lactose intolerance lah. This one dia beta lactoglobulin protein ni. Okay, number 2, goat that produce milk that has a blood clotting factor. Lepas tu dia akan extract dan dia ambil untuk treat hemophilia patient. Okay, dan number 2, this tadi GMO organism, sekarang genetically modified food. Okay, so A, genetically modified foods possesses DNA from other species of plant or animal. Okay, example.
Crops.
Example of crops are paddy, oil palm, pineapple, corn, tomatoes, soybeans, and potatoes. So example of livestock are cattle,
Genome.
Goat.
goat, and
Salmon.
are you sure it's salmon?
Salmon.
Salmon? How do you produce it?
Okay. You got to pronounce.
How do you pronounce salmon?
Salmon.
Salmon like that. Yeah.
No. Semua salah. Ada tak? Siapa yang betul?
Danny.
Siapa Danny?
Teacher, saya tak
Salmon,
master chef teacher. Saya nak
salmon.
tipu. Salmon kan?
It's not salmon.
Silent L.
Yes, silent
Salmon.
L.
Almond?
Bukan Elman.
Silent
L bukan S.
Silent L.
Samon.
Silent L.
Samon.
Betul. Salmon. Sama juga macam korang sebut perkataan almond. Almond London is not almond, silent L. So almond.
Apa salmon ni?
Serius lah teacher?
Macam tu.
Ya, betul.
Nak Elman. Oh my god.
Kan?
Almond, dia almond. Betul?
Kan?
Aman
Korang
dan
sebut almond London. Sepatutnya almond London.
Almond London. Yeah, that's right.
London.
Okay.
London tak silent.
Teacher. Is it
London tak silent.
IKEA or
London.
IKEA?
Pardon, Amma?
IKEA ke IKEA teacher?
IKEA.
Tak tahulah, teacher sebut IKEA.
IKEA. IKEA is too much effort. Dia IKEA. Dia IKEA like some effortless.
Okay, effortless. Okay, see? Examples of genetically modified food. Okay, dia bagi dekat sini tu corn. Okay, corn resistant to insect
Pesticides.
Pest.
or pesticide. So this corn gene is inserted with the bacterial gene Bacillus thuringiensis. Terbelit lidah kau. Okay, number 2.
Teacher, kalau salah eja macam mana?
Apa salah eja?
Dalam exam.
Bacillus ni. Bacillus ni ke? I don't think this bacillus, dia takkan tanya kot. Mungkin dia tanya what type of microorganism. So korang boleh jawab bacteria ke, virus ke. So for this case, it is bacteria. So number 2, genetically modified salmon known as
Super salmon. Super salmon. Salmon.
Okay, blah 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 blah. Atlantic salmon genome which causes Atlantic salmon to grow at a faster rate and can be reproduced throughout the year. Okay, if you refer to your textbook, dia ada bagi gambar di salmon. Okay, dia compare
Surat 282.
282. 82. Okay, photograph 13.3. Okay, dia bagi itu picture the normal salmon and the super salmon. Okay, the length of normal at 8 months. Okay, so banyak beza dia kan. And this super salmon is actually will grow at a faster rate. Okay, habis super salmon. Okay, dia bagi number 3 is potatoes. Potatoes that is tolerant for the cold climates. Okay, mind test 1 on the next page, 252. State the characteristic of genetically modified food. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. The first one is resistant to
Herbicide.
yes, herbicides. Number 2, resistance to
Disease.
disease, betul. Resistant to
Pest.
pest. Number 4 has
Tolerance.
yes, tolerance to heavy metals, and the last point is application in
Medicine.
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 Okay, mind test 2. Dia kata although genetically modified food have many benefits, tapi dia ada side effect of consuming this GMF ni lah. So explain the advantage and disadvantage. So this could be the question for paper 2 section B. Okay, section B. Mungkin dia akan bagi kat sini 8 markah. So the first advantage you got 6 point, disadvantage 3 point. So the first advantage, overcome worldwide food shortage by producing high quality transgenic crops. Transgenic crops. Okay, point number 2. Siapa dapat point number 2?
Reduce, teacher.
Yes, reduce cost of food production. Point number 3, increase nutritional value of crops. Point number 4, reduce
Related
problems of crops related to pest. Point 5, reduce usage of
pesticide.
yes, pesticide. The last one, increase in production will reduce price of food, thus increase food yes, availability. Disadvantage, endangered natural species. So, bila geng-geng GMF ni lagi banyak, kan? Dia lagi tolerance to heavy metal, resistant to herbicide, resistant to disease. So golongan ini akan lagi banyak to the natural species. So number 1 is endangered natural species. Point number 2, there is a slight possibility that the foreign gene in genetically modified food may be transferred to human. For example, antibiotic resistance gene. Dapat antibiotics resistance gene cause these antibiotics to no longer be effective for use. Kita makan this food, okay, contoh kita makan apa tadi? Kita makan apa tadi? Contoh dia bagi kat sini.
Salmon.
Okay. Salmon ke, beras ke, pokok padi tadi kan. Kita makan dan secara tak sengaja, bukan tak sengaja lah. So sebenarnya badan kita also have the gene of this antibiotic resistant. Dan kita makan antibiotik, so this antibiotic will no longer be effective to our body. Okay, number 3, human genetic material may be affected and may have adverse effect on human health. Kita punya genetik pun mungkin akan berubah kalau kita consume this genetically modified food. Okay, number 3, page 253. Okay, insulin in medicine. So insulin hormone is used to treat diabetes mellitus patient, function to lower blood sugar levels. So dia pakai bakteria. So nama bakteria is E. coli. Okay, E. coli. Used to synthesis insulin. Okay, so bla 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 dia bagilah. So dia ambilkan sikit human DNA, dia potong using the restriction enzyme. Lepas tu apa dipanggil the other party, orang bukan orang apa party korang?
Bahasa Inggeris ke?
Bukan.
Pihak.
Pakatan
Yes.
Harapan.
Pihak yang satu lagi is actually the bacteria lah. So circular DNA atau kita panggil plasmid, okay, is used as the cloning vector, is taken daripada bakteria. So kita ambil plasmid, okay, plasmid from the bacteria, that is the cloning vector, tempat dia clone lah. Lepas tu plasmid is cut, sama juga with the restriction enzyme. Lepas tu dia akan sambung dengan human pancreatic cell tadi. Dapatlah a recombinant plasmid. Okay, lepas tu dia akan masukkan this plasmid ke dalam E. coli bacteria. Lepas tu E. coli bacteria, so kita panggil je a transgenic bacterium which its DNA kita dah tukar, we have altered bakteria, DNA bakteria E. coli tadi, dia dah berubah sebab dia dah bercantum dengan human pancreatic cell tadi kan, DNA manusia tadi. Dan this bacteria kita culture in a nutrient medium, maksudnya kita ternak dia lah, okay, dalam medium nutrient, dalam gel lah, okay, gel nutrient tu. Dan dia akan membiak secara asexually, clone, multipass and produce insulin in their cell. Lepas tu kita akan extract the insulin from the bacteria and purify. So kita pun dapatlah insulin, human insulin daripada this bacteria. Okay, D.
Teacher,
Ya.
yang proses tu dia boleh jadi soalan structure.
Boleh jadi. Ada flow dia dekat dalam textbook kan? Boleh jadi. Boleh jadi. Okay, mungkin dia boleh tanya pasal the enzyme. Sekejap. Bang. Kejap bang. Mungkin dia boleh tanya pasal restriction enzyme. What is the enzyme that is being used? Okay, D. Yang D, other genetically modified organisms are also genetically engineered for medical purposes. For example, tadi kita bagi
Hepatitis
insulin.
B.
Yes, hepatitis B vaccine, antibiotics such as penicillin, enzymes such as renin and growth hormone. So selain insulin, ada hepatitis B vaccine, antibiotics, penicillin, enzyme such as renin and growth hormone. So we have finished the first part. So for 13.2, kita sambung next time lah ya. Korang dah siap kan? Dah siap?
Dah teacher.
Dah. Ataupun teacher nak masukkan jawapan dalam group saja. Kalau ada any discussion to do, kita discuss dalam group. Boleh?
Boleh teacher.
Teacher, rasanya kalau macam mind test yang panjang-panjang tu yang nak discuss.
Yang mana? Yang panjang-panjang? Ada yang panjang-panjang?
Macam kan ada macam
mind
page
test?
lah sekali kan macam usually mind test lah yang susah.
Okay. Tak apa. So this one, kalau macam tu kita discuss in our next class pun tak apa. So apa tadi korang yang belum cover tadi? Mangrove?
Chapter 9 tak habis ya teacher.
Chapter 9
sebab
Yang mangrove tu tak.
start dengan Cikgu Aziza terus chapter 10.
10 Okay, chapter 9 So teacher noted lah. Okay, so that's all for today. Danny, boleh bagi attendance extension tak? Sebab teacher pakai incognito. So incognito window ni dia tak allow to get the extension for attendance. Boleh Danny? Alright. Okay, so
Teacher nak
thank you
tahu
very
baby
much.
teacher, boleh.
Baby tidur.
Okey, tak apa.
Padan muka kau.
Sekejap.
Oh teacher.
Apa yang pada muka? Apa yang pada muka?
Ini bukan baby monkey ya.
Amar,
Kita bukan
buat
Amy.
Amak kau
gila
jangan
suara.
nanti
Bukan AB,
nangis.
jangan.
Kau nanti baby
Amar
nangis
jangan
tu
buka
muka
cam
kau.
ah.
Amak you
jangan.
dua
Wait. Aku
Baby tu baru
Saya
tengok.
buka-
Ada orang tu.
Hai abang. Cium kan? Ha.
Tu apa?
Tengok muka dia sekali.
Buat Amak
Weh Amak kau jangan buat trauma Amak. Kesian.
Tak ada.
jangan Amak.
Kecil-kecil kau tengok muka kau. Kesian.
Alah bucuk. Oh betul lah tu.
Comel je.
Kesian dia baru tidur.
Dia baru
Amak
bangun.
ni kan. Oh baru bangun.
Semua
Dia
salah
baru
Amak.
Nama dia siapa tu?
Hai Daniel. Daniel say hi.
Dennis lah.
Dennis.
Dennis.
Ah,
Dennis.
Ya lah.
Oh.
Dennis.
Sorry.
Besar.
Muka dia macam muka teacher.
Yelah anak teacher. Bukan anak teacher.
Lain lah.
Orang bukan
Lain lah.
Okay.
Jangan
So,
macam muka Amar sudah.
Muka saya comel
okay, so I think that's all for today. Kan? Okay, so nanti siapa Danny akan bagi tak payah. Oh, so Danny akan
Link.
forward the extension link untuk attendance today. So kalau ada apa soalan you can ask lah. Okay, so thank you for joining the class.
Thank you teacher.
Yeah,
teacher.
Bye,
Bye, teacher.
Bye, Neni.
Thank you teacher.
Welcome. Bye bye.